Welcome back to Pleasant Grove Sports Network here on the beautiful campus of Westlake High School, home of the Mighty Thunder. My name is Coleman Keel, and we are excited to be with you today for this matchup between the aforementioned Westlake Mighty Thunder and the Pleasant Grove Vikings. The Vikings coming into this one sitting at 2-1, Westlake at 2-2 after sweeping Cypress 3-0 yesterday and getting swept by Wasatch right before that. Vikings coming into this one after a tough 5-set win over the Mountain View Bruins. Pleasant Grove on a 2-game win streak right now, looking to extend it to 3. There's lots of talent on both sides of the court in this one. Westlake is led in kills per set, by number 21 Brigham Draper with 2.7, followed by Derek Simmons and Lincoln Hansen at around 1.5 each. Pleasant Grove led in the same category by number 22 Jackson Fink and number 14 Eli Barnes. They are tied at 3 1/3 each, followed by Akeem Aliatoa at 1.6. This is going to be a very good, very close matchup. The sophomore team was able to sweep the Thunder earlier today, and then just barely the JV team won in 5 sets, 3-2. As we are now prepared for the national anthem and starting lineups, which following which will be the next time that you all hear from me. As I was saying prior to that, this should be a very good, looking like a very close matchup from both sides. As I would like to apologize in advance, the Westlake boys volleyball Max Preps roster does not have numbers added to it, so I will likely just be saying numbers instead of names from the Thunder. I did hear one, number 14, lost it, Lincoln Hansen. But Vikings versus Thunder, moments away. Westlake did win the coin toss at the captain's meeting, as they will serve first to the Vikings. Quick look at who is on the court. Number 11, Tyson Thomas. Number 21, Aiden Pryor. Number 14, Eli Barnes. Number 9, Boston Corrigan. Number 22, Jackson Finch, excuse me. And number 0, Aki Maliatoa. As I was wrong, the Vikings will be serving first to the Thunder. Tyson Thomas to do it, as Vikings versus Thunder is underway here in Saratoga Springs, with a good start for the Vikings. As one other thing I would like to apologize for, our scoreboard overlay was not working, so we're just running without it today. I will do my best to try to tell the score when I remember to. Thomas, second serve, got over in 3 by the Thunder. Back serve to Corrigan. Gets it over for the Vikings. That one got tipped by Maliatoa and Corrigan. Thomas back to Barnes. Good hit, Eli Barnes from the back row. Light tap over from the Thunder. Over to Finch. Tried to get it, light tap over, went to the blockers. Good recovery from Westlake. Pryor back to Finch in 2, got blocked, back to him. Pryor hit it too hard. Good job, Jackson Finch, not letting Westlake get the dump over. Finch will set it over in 3. Thunder and the Vikings going back and forth on the second point. Finch, light tip, blocked. Jackson gets it back in 1. Thomas took it away from Barnes. Eli Barnes able to get it back over. That one right to Pryor. What? My goodness. And a key. Maliatoa. What a hit from the Vikings after what felt like 6 minutes. Pleasant Grove up 2-0 early here in the first set. Thomas, third serve. Thunder get it over in 3. Back set, Corrigan. Hard hit, Corrigan. Over the back line and out barely. Giving you another look at that one. Aiden Pryor didn't believe him. That possibly got touched, but not enough for it to matter. As a key, Maliatoa. Right as I take it out of replay, 3-1 Vikings. Westlake fighting to stay above 500. Finch, awkward receive from the Thunder. Got it over in 2, right to Eli Barnes. Well-placed hit, Eli. The entirety of Westlake's team was up at the 10-foot line. Jackson Finch back at the line. Not Finch, Fink, excuse me. A key over to Corrigan. Got met at the net. Fink over to Barnes. Eli Barnes with a hard hit. Probably the second strongest hit on the team aside from Aiden Pryor. Point to the Vikings off of a a double hit, excuse me. It'll send Fink back to the line, 5-1. Better receive from the Thunder. Tried to get it over Eli Barnes. Eli with a good recovery. Corrigan got met. Great recovery, Westlake. Didn't ultimately end up mattering, but my goodness. Maliatoa and Pryor hit the deck. Barnes almost got blocked. Fortunate it went on that side. And also fortunate that the Thunder couldn't do anything after they saved it. That one sent back by Aki. That one, better result for the Thunder. Tyson Thomas couldn't do anything with it, but hit it in the ground. He tried to set it back. I believe he was trying to get it to Corrigan. Doesn't ultimately matter. Back at the line, Lincoln Hansen, number 14. Received by Barnes. Thomas to Maliatoa. Good hit. Got tipped on the way out. 7-2. Pleasant Grove probably couldn't have dreamed for a better start. Sends Akeem Maliatoa back to the line, up by 5. As on the bus ride up here, Aki was telling me about how last year he felt super worried about coming here, and this year thought it would be just about as easy as it's been. Vikings up by 6. As for the Thunder, this really can not get much worse. You're down by 6, first set. It's not even at 10 yet. As that serve goes up and out, someone in the Westlake student section started a Who's Your Daddy chant for a second. But as I was saying, Thunder definitely hoped for a better start. Still very early, still very much in this one, especially with situations like that happening from the Vikings. Jace Kidd couldn't get it over the net. Thunder cut it down to 4 points. That serve nicked the top of the net. Corrigan, lighter tap over. I don't think Westlake needed to hit that, but they did. It might have been right on the line. Fink to Thomas, over to Barnes. Good hit, Eli Barnes. Good placement, Eli Barnes. Would have been a point for the Vikings for a couple of reasons. Number 25 hit the net on the block attempt, and Eli got it down inside the court. As I almost said the very wrong name, Liam Damer comes in for the Vikings. I did get confirmation from him earlier today that his name is pronounced Damer and not Dahmer, as we said during the Provo game. I'm sorry, I don't know what I just saw at the net. Tip drill. Westlake, good hit. Good receive from Fink. Good recovery. My goodness, Fink got blocked. Kidd hit it over in 1. Westlake couldn't get it over the net. Thomas and Kidd might have got a piece of it anyway. Vikings up by 6 once again. Lead briefly dwindled down to 5. I actually believe it was down to 4 at one point. Damer can't get it over the net, as for Westlake, that is exactly what you need. And you need a lot of it, especially when it's still so early. Only 15 total points have been scored, 10 by the Vikings. Make that 11. That serve sails over the back line and out. Eli Barnes back at the line. Excuse me for the hiccups. Apparently pregame Taco Bell wasn't the best decision, but I will stand by that every time. That one got tipped going over the net. Jace Kidd and Tyson Thomas couldn't hit it down. Hit it up, and it goes up and out. Thunder back to yep. I don't know what I was thinking I said. Thunder back to serve, down by 5, 6-11. Received by Barnes. Hit from Kidd, went basically straight down. Jace Kidd puts the Vikings up by 6. As Pleasant Grove doing a great job playing hopscotch with that point differential. Or not hopscotch, what am I thinking of? Jump rope. Doing a great job playing jump rope with that point differential. It's never been higher than 6, hasn't been lower than 4. Fink got sent back to him. Thomas has to get it over, and he will do exactly that. Hit it over and out. Thunder get the point, 7-12. With the server arrow. As I'm going to try to hear what the PA is saying and go with those names, but I'm not going to do that well as that serve goes into the top of the net. Vikings get the point. Six-point differential. Vikings at 13, Thunder at 7. Looking to push it out to the highest it's ever, or not ever been, but highest it's been tonight. Tyson Thomas, probably who you want back there to do it. Good speed. Usually very good control. That one goes over by probably about a foot. Lincoln Hulse back at the line. Can't see what his jersey number is. 11 for the Thunder. Good hit from Corrigan. Hulse the back set. That one taken to Thomas. Aki digs it off the net. Barnes gets it over. What a save from Pleasant Grove. That hit met by Jackson Fink. Diving save by Pryor. Corrigan has to hit it over. Again, the Thunder saving it when they don't need to. Ultimately, doesn't matter. They get the hit, get the kill. 9-13. As I got to say, Westlake has one of the best kill traditions in the state of Utah. There's a man on the front row with a replica of Milner from the MCU, Thor's hammer, and he'll run in front of it and spike it into the ground in front of everybody. Just awesome when schools lean into the gimmick of their nickname. Is that diving save from Pryor cannot do it for the Vikings. Thomas to Fink. Great hit from Jackson Fink. Thunder cut it down to 3 before that. Vikings and Jackson Fink push it back out to 4, 14-10. Aki, Thomas over to Barnes. Eli Barnes, good hit. Good defense from Westlake. Good hit over. Diving save, Pryor, Barnes, Corrigan. Got met. Thomas, good job keeping it alive. Good block from Westlake. Number 19 hitting it down right at Jackson Fink. Couldn't get to it in time. Thunder cut it back down to 3. As this is what I was talking about. Westlake is a good team. A 2-2 6A team is still a very good 6A team, regardless of what their last match was. As a key, Molly Atoa, Molly whopped that one. My goodness. Watch number 0 come flying in. Hung in the air for an extra second or two to get to that one, as he now serves following the kill. Good dump over. Tyson Thomas caught Westlake sleeping. They saw Jace Kidd getting ready for a block, or not a block, a hit attempt, and tried to do everything to meet him at the net, include open up a space in the middle. Thomas saw it and took advantage, as a lot of the volleyball players have a really high volleyball IQ. Down to a game of luck, but it comes down to getting enough lucky plays for the Vikings, with things like Akeem Aliatoa hitting it into the top of the net. Barnes, good hit over. That one blocked by Kidd. Corrigan might have got a piece of it too, but good defense. Jace Kidd and Boston Corrigan. Damer came in for Corrigan after that one. Westlake, good hit right in front of the corner in what Boston Harding coined the Bermuda Triangle during our last volleyball game. The one small section of the court that we, no matter what, cannot get with the amount of people that we have. as the court is just barely too big. Damer to Barnes. Great hit, Eli. Westlake cannot let the Vikings lead balloon any bigger than it already is, or they will lose the first set. Vikings sitting at 5, Barnes. Good diving save attempt from Damer. Couldn't get there, as Thunder will get the point and need to go on a small run here. Vikings up by 4, 18-14 in the first set. Damer to Kidd, a timing issue for the Vikings. Kidd couldn't get a hand to it in time, as if he'd been able to, that could have been deadly for the Vikings. Instead, 15-18. My goodness, Jackson Fink. Westlake somehow keeps it alive. Don't need to keep it alive after that one, just need to stay out of the way. Thunder cut it down to 2, the closest it's been since it was 2-1, or I think it got to 2-0 at one point. Definitely the closest that it's been since 3-1. Good, not recovery, good receive, Eli Barnes. Kidd to Thomas, over to Fink. Jackson Fink hitting it with some force today. Back set Damer to Thomas. Good hit, Tyson Thomas. Westlake had a guy there, but he couldn't do anything with it aside from hit it out of bounds. Aiden Pryor of the Vikings at the line. Probably your ideal pick, 6 away from taking the first. And that is why Aiden Pryor hitting it on a tightrope. Damer over to Fink. Good hit over from Fink. Damer back set to Thomas. Good hit, Tyson. Westlake doing a great job staying alive with just great defense, especially from number 10. And a great dump down from the Thunder. Picks up a kill for number 11. Picks up a point, back down to 2. (19-17). Vikings lead all but gone. Here in this one, got to really lock in. Can't let things like that happen. With that, it's a whole new ball game. 18-19, Thunder down 1 with the serve. Received by Barnes. Damer to Maliatoa, a deadly duo from the Vikings, as Damer will check out for Corrigan. As Tyson Thomas now goes back to the line. 18-20, Vikings 5 away from taking it. Thomas, good serve. Westlake, get it over in 3, light hit. Unlike that one, oh my goodness! Oh, so close. Pleasant Grove on the verge of one of the craziest saves ever. Thomas just swinging at it. I don't even think Pryor knew it was still up, or he would have had a better shot at it. But 2 basically miracle swings for the Vikings. As that one in, just in front of the corner. Might have even got a piece of the line. Westlake very resilient, very good at keeping themselves in it when it seems like not even all hope is lost, when it seems like you're down too early. Good hit, good pancake. Westlake gets it over in 3. Maliatoa hits it much harder, brought down the hammer on the Thunder. I didn't even realize it was tied. Malietoa gives the Vikings a 1-point lead, 20-21. Fink sounded a little awkward when it left his hand. Light hit over. Malietoa with anything but a light hit over. Thunder get it back in 3. Great hit, Eli Barnes. Pushes the Viking lead back out to 2. Jackson Fink, 3 aces from winning the first set. Won't be an ace, but it'll be what the Vikings need to build the lead out to 3. That all kind of rhymed. As Westlake calls its first and potentially only timeout of the first set, down by 3, 20-23. Out of the Thunder timeout, Jackson Fink gets it in right in front of the line. I think we have enough space to show you that one. Jackson Fink puts it at 1 away for the Vikings. 24, right in front of the line. Great placement by Jackson. Intentional or not, that's still what it was. Westlake. That will give the Vikings the first set, 20-25. The score, 3 minutes until the second. Westlake showing an incredible amount of resiliency. They were down, I believe, by 6 and had given up, I believe it was 4. I might be misremembering that, but had given up a lot of points in a row, and they were down by even more. And didn't give up, didn't say, well, we'll get them on the next one. They said, no, it's only 7 total points. We can come back from this. We're still in it. And very much came back, gave the Vikings a run for their money. But Pleasant Grove able to hold on now 2 minutes, 15 seconds in the break, as we will see you then. getting ready for the second set of action. Pleasant Grove up 1-0 after a 20-25 win in the first. Serve received by Pryor. Fink picks up where he left off with a hard hit. Just hit it a little too hard and it goes out of bounds. Thunder start off on a much better foot this time around than the first time, winning the first point of the set. Malietoa can't get it over the top of the net. Vikings feeling a little bit of what the Thunder felt after the start of the first. Thomas to Barnes. That one in, just in front of the line. Eli Barnes. A little bit of luck and a little bit of skill, keeping the Vikings in this one 2-1. Excuse me, I was dealing with some technical issues. Vikings get the point, tie it up at 2. Thomas to serve. Thunder get it over, tipped by Corrigan. Good save by Thomas. Jackson Fink, awkward hit over. That one right at Pryor. Back set to Corrigan, hit it right into the blockers. Vikings on a 3-0 run. Sometimes I forget that volleyball isn't a timed sport, and my brain is still a little bit on basketball, so I almost said 3-0 run over the last however many. But volleyball does not have a timer. As Carey called on that receive, Vikings build their lead back out to 2. Tyson has a very slow delivery on his serve. As following a Viking 5-0 run, Westlake. I don't know what my brain just tried to say. I tried to say Willow Creek, Westlake, West Creek, and a whole ton of other things for seemingly no reason. But Westlake takes a timeout. Vikings up 5-2. Pleasant Grove giving Westlake a small taste of some of their own resiliency. We saw the Thunder in a similar situation at the start of the first set. Almost able to come back into it. Never had the lead in the first set, as the Vikings do now. 5-2 for Pleasant Grove. Tyson Thomas, first serve out over the right sideline. Thunder getting the break they needed, ending the Vikings run off of the Tyson Thomas serve. Boston Corrigan with a great hit at the front. Gets it again from Thomas. That hit sailing out, point going to the Vikings. As now I would expect this to be a lot more of a back and forth than it was at the start. Similar to the middle, probably 15 to 20 points for the Vikings going back to the first. Great recovery from the Thunder, my goodness. Boston Court, that was not Boston, that was the other one. Eli Barnes. I'm doing better. Okay. Sometimes the two redheads still throw me, but I know everybody else that plays. We filmed some we filmed some short form content for the PGSN Instagram that should come out. If not tonight, it'll come out tomorrow. So check for that. It is proving to be very funny. We're just working on getting some of the audio to into Premiere Pro for it to actually work and not sound terrible. There's a lot of funny people on this team, and just funny responses were said. Thunder 4, Vikings 7, following the spike. Malietoa, small timing issue with Thomas. It's been prevalent at the start of the season. 4-hit from the Thunder. Didn't get it high enough for it to be touched by a blocker. Malietoa to the back line. Good hit from Corrigan. Just got met by the Thunder with a great block from number 24. Receive from Barnes, back to Barnes. Hit blocked out of bounds. Doesn't matter how you get it as long as it touches the other team last. It's your point. As Damer will come in for Corrigan. Took me a second to see who was missing. Aiden Pryor couldn't get the dig there. Give Westlake another kill. Cue the guy with Thor's hammer on the front row. Serve can't get over the net. Sends Eli Barnes to serve. Vikings just barely breaking double digits, sitting at 10. That one way too hard. Eli Barnes. They call him Spider-Man earlier this year. Great reaction time from Eli, getting out of the way and spinning. Signed him up for a dance class yesterday. Barnes, a very hard hit. Fink, possibly even harder. Got the set from Thomas. That was not Thomas. That was Damer, excuse me. Barnes, once again, Vikings doubling the Thunder 12-6. Good save from Westlake. Just goes around the net for another Viking point, up by 7. Timeout taken by the Thunder, down by 7. Vikings starting to run away with it. Can the Thunder recover and come back in the second? out of the Westlake timeout. Not Bryson Barnes. I do that every single time. Hit the pole on the serve. Eli Barnes gives, not Wasatch, I'm thinking of later in the year, Westlake, their 7th point. Vikings up by 6. Damer over to Fink. Hard hit, Fink. Good save, Damer. Good dump over by Jace Kidd. He couldn't believe that worked either. And now he's subbing out for a key. Went out on a high note. Aiden Pryor. Back to serve for Pleasant Grove. Pryor couldn't get it over the net. It'll be a point to the Thunder. We'll send Lincoln Hulse back at the line. I caught that one. Jackson Fink. What a problem on the front row for the Vikings. Shows up there, getting the kill. It's Tyson Thomas to the line, really doing everything the Vikings could hope for. Trying to build out an even more impressive lead than the first. There he is again. That one just barely out. Jackson Fink and Tyson Thomas have been everywhere in the second set for Pleasant Grove. Westlake serve received by Pryor. Over to Boston. My goodness. There are some hard hitters on the court for the Vikings. Take another look at that one from Boston Corrigan. I think that hit his guy in the face. Jackson Fink just barely up and over the back line. Thunder playing very disciplined, doing a very, very good job at not letting the Vikings run away with this lead. Just excuse me for one moment while I work on a small technical issue. Sorry about that. I am now back. Our Yola was dangerously close to dying, so I had to plug it into a stronger charger. Vikings lead by 3, 15. Make that 4, 15-19. After the last play, just barely getting overturned. Now the flag person on the corner being talked to by the official and then immediately made fun of by the rest of his friends. Barnes, hard serve. That one got tipped. Good recovery from Jace Kidd to get it over to Fink. Thomas ultimately the one to send it back to the Thunder. That one sent back by Thomas. I just can't see. I thought that went under the net. Kidd, good hit, good recovery from Westlake. Aiden Pryor with a great dig. And then Jackson Fink will put it away. Pushes the Vikings out to 20. Yeah, 220. I thought I said by 20. They are not up by 20. They are up by 5. And also 5 away from winning it. Make that 4 as the Thunder seeing a little bit of lightning from the Vikings. They're hearing some thunder on the hits. My goodness, dude. Jackson Fink, Tyson Thomas, Liam Damer, Eli Barnes. Going to have bruises on their forearms tomorrow and an addition in the left-hand column. They are well on their way to winning this one and taking a 2-0 lead. It's 22-15. Looking to knock Westlake below 500. Give that one to the Thunder. That one going up and out from Westlake. Vikings it 2 away from taking it. Aiden Pryor goes back to the line for Pleasant Grove. Hits it right into the top of the net. You got a couple of points to give to steal a basketball term, if I will. You're up by 7. Now, obviously, you don't want that to happen, but if it had to, now would be a very good time for it. Jackson Fink, my goodness, for what feels like the 100th time tonight, a hard hit from the left side. As I cannot emphasize enough how much force Jackson is putting into some of these hits. So is Tyson Thomas. Almost took out Liam Damer and Akeem Aliatoa. Had to duck for cover. Pleasant Grove likely to be unaffected by the serving issues. Up by 7, 24-17. Thunder needing to go on a 8-point run now. So they will do everything but that. They hit the serve over the back line, out of bounds. Give the Vikings the 25th point of the second set. Vikings up 2-0. Looking for another not another sweep. Looking to sweep Westlake for what would be Westlake's 4th sweep on the year. 2 of them losses coming versus Maple Mountain and Wasatch back on the 3rd and the 10th of the month. They beat Hunter in 5 and then swept Cypress, as I mentioned in the opening yesterday. Possibly a little bit of fatigue for the Thunder. I can't imagine it would be that much following a sweep. But you never can be too sure what is going on with people that, quite frankly, that I actually do not know. But 2 minutes until we potentially decide a winner. Vikings up 2-0 over the Westlake Thunder. Getting ready for the third and potentially final set of action for us here in Saratoga Springs in the, I actually don't know if there's a fancy name. I committed to that before I knew. But here in the home of the Westlake Thunder, across the lake, as you might be able to tell from such a literal name, we are west of the lake today. Vikings up 2-0 after dominating wins in the first and second set, winning 25-20, and then I believe it was 25, either 18, it was between 25, 17, 18, or 19. Fink, great hit, great save from Westlake. Barnes, Thomas, back set to Corrigan. Just barely over and out. As that is what Westlake needs. Any amount of momentum kick from the Thunder. Incredibly important. It's that dump down hit by Akeem Aliatoa. Couldn't do much with it after. Light hit by Maliatoa. Got sent back at him, and he couldn't get to it for the second time in a row. Westlake has a lead, 3-0. I believe that's their biggest of the night. I think it got to 2-1 in the last set before Jackson Fink did something very similar to that. A thundering hit. No pun intended. Honestly, so what? Pun intended. I didn't mean it, but sure, pun intended. Fink and the Vikings down by 2. That hit just barely in. Aiden Pryor doesn't agree. As I got to say, that was very close. Jackson might be in the way of it. When it happens, watch right by. Jackson's in the way, but that is so close. Serve received by Barnes. Thomas back to Barnes. Hit it over with 2 hands. Westlake has to do the same. A key brings the hammer down. That time it was on purpose. Vikings cut the Thunder lead to 2. Now down 4-2. 4-2. Malietoa receive, hit too hard, and Barnes will just tip it right down. As in a name I don't believe we've called all year, David Quinones got a little bit of playing time in the second set while I was working on some of our technical issues that seem to be well subsided by now. Quinones back at the line. Hits it right into the top of the tape, gives the Thunder an extra point, puts the Vikings down by 2, 5-3. It's a bit of a fake out sub. He got ready to come in, and then Aiden Pryor swooped in and took his spot. Adams, I don't know what was just said, but some people at the back of the Westlake student section just went, scoreboard, when they're up by 2, which, I mean, biggest lead they've had and furthest into a set they've had it. That one hit in on the Vikings side. Give Westlake a kill and some credit. Not giving up, looking to pull off the reverse sweep, starting with this one. Still very early in this one, but better now than never, as that one fell in on the Westlake side. It'll give the Vikings a point, as in will come Liam Damer and Austin Blackhurst, number 12. Austin saw a little bit of a run in the latter pair of sets against Mountain View. Has not had his number called in any of the 3 games tonight. I didn't expect to see him in freshman. Thought we'd see maybe a little bit of him in JV. Now makes his first appearance of the night in the varsity game. Good serve, Liam Damer. Vikings very good at positioning. Good hit from Barnes. Positioning and strength are 2 of the best things for a volleyball team to have, as well as some height. It's probably the Venn diagram of good volleyball players. Positioning, strength, and height. Makes me wonder what Manute Bowl would have done on a volleyball team, but that's a joke for Boston Harding's ears. Boston Harding, alone ticket. Vikings had it down to 1 before that. Thunder push it back out to 2 with just smart decision making, not getting an appendage in the way unnecessarily. That one got tipped by the Thunder. I thought it was a 4-hit, as the Vikings, with the right combination of luck and skill, mostly skill from Jace Kidd, knowing that it was still playable. Vikings down by 1, 7-6 in favor of the Thunder. Good save, Barnes. I thought that was down again. Vikings doing a good job fighting and a good job defensively. Jackson Fink ties it up at 7s. Off of an Eli Barnes pancake to keep that rally alive. My goodness, Eli Barnes. Smart, just a smart player. So that one going well out. After it got tipped from a Viking. I believe Liam Damer was the one to touch it. Didn't get the replay in time to find out. So I guess we'll never know, because I did not see anybody tip it. But the officials have a much better vantage point, so we will run with it. Damer back to Fink. Jackson gets it in right in front of the back corner. Well-placed hit from Jackson. I think he's got like 7 or 8 kills on the night. He's got to have at least 7. As Aiden Pryor now at the line, the freshman just 14 years old playing varsity. That was a bit of a reality check for me earlier today when we came in here. And I asked Aiden how old he was. I'm 4 years older than Pryor, which feels wrong to say out loud. But Aiden Pryor, an incredibly talented volleyball player, still has a couple of things he needs to round out in his game. Strength is definitely not one of them. I swear, this kid can hit a volleyball 150 miles an hour backwards with his eyes closed. This kid is so strong. This kid, I'm excited to see what Aiden Pryor can do over the next 3 years with the Vikings. Has good hit, Austin Blackhurst. Damer Tamalia Toa got tipped by a Thunder player on the way out. Vikings take their first lead of the set, 9-10. As in will come Thomas and Corrigan for what's Austin's last name? Blackhurst and Damer. Good hit. I believe that was Tyson Thomas. Just forgive me, I was going over one last thing with somebody from Westlake. That was not Tyson, that was Eli from Tyson. Timeout taken, I believe it was by the Thunder, down by 3, 9-12. Out of the Thunder timeout, Tyson Thomas at the line. Vikings up 3. Make that 2. Good hit from the Thunder. Eli either tripped or sarcastically dove after it once it hit the deck. Thunder use their timeouts incredibly well. They usually are able to get at least 1 point following a timeout. That one tipped by Corrigan to Pryor. Back to Corrigan, got blocked. Point Vikings did not get blocked, a 4 hit. Looked like it got met at the net, didn't even get over the net. Thomas back set, Maliatoa. Good hit. Good tip over from the Thunder. Barnes, good spike. Good block, Aki and Jackson. Westlake able to recover in time to keep it alive, and Aki will tip it over to put an end on that rally. Put the Vikings up by 2, 13-11. Vikings looking for the sweep. Westlake only finishing 1 game this year in a not a sweep. Excuse me, I can't use English anymore, apparently. Finishing in 5. Barnes. Maliatoa gets it over. Westlake in trouble. My goodness. Eli Barnes says it doesn't even matter. Gets it in front of the line. give Eli the kill, get the Vikings another point, get Jackson back at the line. Let's run that one back. What a play from Barnes, especially just a heads-up play from Barnes, knowing where the ball was going to be. Couldn't save it there. 2-hit and a key, frozen in disbelief. Had his hands over his face and everything. And I love watching a key off of the ball. It's so funny. Serve from two Barnes, gets over to Corrigan. That one got tipped by Eli Barnes. Jackson Fink didn't notice in time. Couldn't get there to keep it alive. That'll give Westview the point. Taken by Pryor. A key getting met at the net. Thunder tie it up at 14. Both sides 11 away from taking it. So this has been quite a fun set to watch. Westlake all night, never giving up. Never back down, never what? I'm kidding. I keep thinking Boston is here for some reason. I know he's not. He's probably watching me right now, actually. Shout out Boston Harding if you're watching this. And if you're not, I guess still shout out. But David Quinones comes back in for the Vikings. To serve, gets it over the net. Good hit from Westlake. Tie it back up once again at 15. As this is really when I wish I had a numerical roster and not just the names on Max Preps. Because I would like to be able to know who's serving right now, but I guess I can't. Fink to Corrigan. Good hit from Boston. Westlake beat him to it. That one goes out. I don't know why I just thought Jackson Fink was Austin Pay. Not Pay. P. Is it Pay? I'm thinking of a completely different person than the name I'm saying. I'm thinking of Morgan Pay. Austin Pay is signed with BYU right now. Damer. Received by the Thunder. Good hit, Blackhurst. Bounced off the top of the net. Westlake was ready for it. And the Vikings and the Thunder going back and forth. That one falls just in front of the line. Westlake disagreeing, but it's not going to do much of anything. Thunder barely sneak that one over. Blackhurst gets it back to the Thunder and then helps Jace Kidd with a block. Timing issues. Thunder get a little bit of karma. Timeout. Westlake. Vikings up by 3, 18-15. Looking for the sweep on the Thunder. Damer at the line for the Vikings following the Thunder timeout. Thunder almost kept alive by Aiden Pryor to no avail. Westlake fighting back. Really has been the story of the night. Westlake never giving up. The second volleyball came on the court. As we will do that one more time. Don't know what happened there. But a mean side eye from the tower official. Damer back to Barnes. Eli, well-placed light hit. Puts the Vikings at 19. 6 away from the sweep. Eli Barnes to serve. We'll hit it right into the net and give the Thunder a chance at it. As we saw that near the end of the last one for the Vikings, of course the point differential was much greater and the Vikings were a lot closer to winning that one than they are this one, but still, when you're up 2-0, good diving save, Damer. But when you're up 2-0, you've got a couple of serves to give. Thunder successfully able to cut it down to a 1-point game, 18-19. Westlake has been giving the Thunder a couple of scares. Not giving the Thunder, giving the Vikings a couple of scares, excuse me. Vikings go to 5 away and send Aiden Pryor to the line. I'm not going to say anything to jinx Aiden Pryor, but I'm thinking a couple of things that might jinx Aiden Pryor. Good serve from Aiden. Good job, good run from Damer. He ran under the net after he saved it. Good effort. Just unfortunate, really. Not even like a control thing. He was running at full speed to save it. Couldn't keep himself from getting under the net. Westlake cuts it back down to 1. Good running save, Pryor. Good job, Barnes, getting it over. Awkward moment there. Damer and Blackhurst both went for it. 20-20 the score on what has been a good night of not basketball, wrong sport, a good night of volleyball from the Vikings. The anniversary of 6 years ago today when we were told we're going to take a quick 2-week break for COVID, and then we'll be back in a half a month. I don't know how that turned out, and the Vikings are hoping that this one is a lot quicker than that. Tyson Thomas to serve. Vikings holding on to a 1-point lead. A carry called on the receive from Thomas. 22-20. Tyson trying to put it away. Vikings get the point there. Now only needing 2 more. Tyson Thomas, the chance to be the sort of hero. Can't quite close it out. Vikings 23, Thunder 21. Vikings also up 2-0. Thomas over to Corrigan. That one goes out. Thunder close to making it a win by 2 situation. Vikings 23, Thunder 22. Back to serve. Westlake looking to tie it up. Taken by Fink to Thomas, back to Fink. Got tipped by a Thunder. It'll be Viking point. 1 away from taking it. 1 away from a 3-1 record. 1 away from a whole lot, and it lies on the hand of Jackson Fink. Probably built that up too much for what that turned out to be, but I will stand by it. Thunder 23, Vikings 24. If Westlake scores another point, it will be a win by 2 situation. As an official's timeout, Westlake trying to make a substitution. As they will do so now, Jackson Fink. I feel like I've called his name more than everybody else's combined. He's been getting a lot of the hits and a lot of the kills tonight for the Vikings. I believe he's at around 8 or 9. Without a way to fact check that, I'm going to go with it and say it with confidence. Corrigan got it over. That will put it away. Vikings win 25-23. They sweep the Thunder, winning this one 25-18, 25-17, and now 25-23. Great win from the Vikings. Good effort from the Thunder. Won't end up being enough. We will be trying to do a post-game interview, so we will be back in just a moment for that. I believe it will be with number 22, Jackson Fink. But I will return to you in a moment. Vikings win 3-0. being joined after the game by Pleasant Grove Viking number 22, Jackson Fink. Jackson, first off, congrats on a good win today against the Thunder. They gave you guys a good run, but ultimately you guys were able to sweep them. What was the mindset during the series of Westlake runs that kept them in it?
I think we just, next point, just forget about it and move on. I think that was the main thing that kept us going and in the games. You
guys, I made that way too loud. Let me adjust that real quick. You guys, starting off the year 3-1, you've had a couple of good wins. Your only loss is to a really good Mountain Ridge team who won second in state last year. What are you seeing from the team so early in the season that you think could be the key to winning a lot of games, going on a deep run, potentially ending up in a state championship?
I think we have a lot of chemistry. I think we're just good friends outside of volleyball, and inside we've played. A lot of us have played years before, so yeah, I think chemistry. But we got a lot to do, but I think we can do it.
I can hear Tyson and Eli giving you crap for this, so we'll try to keep it quick. One last one for you. Looking ahead at your schedule, you guys. Not the easiest schedule in the world, having to face Wasatch, who beat this Westlake team, but it's not impossible for you guys to go on a good run. Win a lot. Here comes Tyson giving Jackson.
Yo, chill.
As I was saying, what do you think? What's one game where you're looking ahead at the schedule and you just got to kind of circle and you're looking just most ahead to?
I think Maple Mountain and Wasatch, because Maple Mountain they won state 2 years in a row for 5A, so definitely them to watch out for. And then I heard Wasatch is really good, so those are the two we're looking for. And 6A Lehigh, they're stacked, so we'll have to play good.
All right, thanks, teams. Jackson. You're good to take that off. Sure. Let me close out.
Right.
All right, thank you, man.
Bro.
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, thank you.
As that will be it for our coverage tonight of Vikings at Westlake. The Vikings advance to 3-1. Westlake drops to 2-3. Pleasant Grove will play in a tournament tomorrow, and then Payson and American Fork next Thursday and Friday. I believe those are home versus Payson, and then at American Fork. Those should be a lot of very good games. Westlake plays next Tuesday and Thursday. I forgot against whom, and I don't have my script with me. So that will be the next time that Westlake plays. Pleasant Grove looking to continue it tomorrow, continue the luck and the run following the Mountain Ridge loss, now 3 in a row. As that should do it for us tonight. I'm trying to find the outro because it got lost. But that should do it for us tonight. My name is Coleman Keel. I would like to thank Ethan Frisbee today for being courtside, taking photos, helping set everything up and take everything down. Thank all of you for watching tonight here on PGSN.